Chosen ones, can you feel it? That subtle yet powerful stirring in your spirit, letting you know something incredible is about to unfold? This is not random, and it certainly isn't by chance. You have been divinely led to this moment because you're on the brink of stepping into a lifestyle you once believed was out of reach. A life of luxury, yes, but not a superficial flash in the pan. We're talking about genuine, deeply rooted prosperity that saturates every corner of your existence. If you're ready to claim it, comment 777 right now as your statement of faith. A bold declaration that you refuse to settle for the old limits and are prepared to embrace what's been waiting for you all along. Take a deep breath and imagine this. No more limiting beliefs telling you that extravagant blessings are for other people. No more guilt for desiring financial freedom, for wishing to live in a beautiful home, for wanting to provide abundantly for the people you love. Instead, picture yourself waking up each morning in a space that reflects the elegance and glory you carry inside, free from the chains of lack, stepping into every day with a fresh sense of excitement and possibility. That is exactly where you're headed. Luxury isn't just about fancy cars or designer labels. It's about stepping into a higher vibration of living, where every detail reflects excellence, peace, and joy. Comment 777 if that resonates in your spirit, because something extraordinary is about to break open on your behalf. Many people spend their lives shying away from the very concept of luxury. They've been told it's greedy or selfish, or that wealth and spirituality can't coexist. But that's a distortion of the truth. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all were abundantly blessed. Esther lived in a palace, yet carried herself with humility and changed the fate of her people. King Solomon's wisdom and riches were renowned across nations. Did you ever pause to wonder why these biblical figures, so close to the heart of God, were also lavishly provided for? It's because when your life is aligned with divine purpose, resources flow to match that mission. The comforts and luxuries aren't just empty pleasures, they are the overflow, the external manifestation of a profound internal alignment. You can have that too, and it doesn't require you to compromise your faith or your character. In fact, the more you embrace who you truly are, a beloved creation with a significant calling, the more life's bounty will seek you out. Chosen ones, you have wandered the desert of scarcity long enough. The pangs of not enough may have been your norm. Not enough money at the end of the month. Not enough peace in your mind. Not enough open doors for your gifts and talents. But every desert has an endpoint. The children of Israel didn't wander forever. They eventually stepped into the promised land, flowing with milk and honey. That was a physical manifestation of a spiritual principle. Once you learn the lessons of the wilderness, you graduate into a place of abundance. If you're done with going in circles, type 777 to declare it. Let the heavens witness your agreement that this wandering season is over, and a life of divine luxury is on the horizon. Now, let's talk mindset for a moment. You can't bring a survival mentality into a luxurious lifestyle and expect to thrive. You must shift from grasping at scraps to opening your arms wide for the inheritance meant for you. Picture a child who has never had enough to eat. When food suddenly appears, that child might rush to hoard it, not trusting it will still be there tomorrow. Many of us approach money and opportunities the same way, living in constant fear that it'll vanish. But when you truly believe that abundance is your birthright, your grip loosens. You manage your resources with wisdom, but without paranoia. You give freely, spend joyfully, and save purposefully because you trust there's always more on the way. That's the mindset shift that unlocks the door to your next level. If you've ever felt that twinge of guilt about wanting nice things, let me set you free right now. Desiring a beautiful home, reliable cars, first-class experiences, None of that is wrong or superficial when it's anchored in a heart that remains humble and grateful. Just as a parent wants the best for their children, your Heavenly Father takes delight in blessing you with good things. The key is to seek the giver more than the gift, to remain rooted in the knowledge that these luxuries are tools to enhance your life and amplify your positive impact. They do not define you. They serve you as you fulfill your higher calling. Chosen ones, you are being invited to shed every layer of shame, doubt, and false humility that's held you back. The truth is, many of you carry visions that require substantial resources, dreams of establishing ministries, launching businesses that create jobs, funding charitable projects that transform entire communities. Where will that capital come from if you continue to shrink back from the blessings assigned to you? People who understand the principle of divine abundance don't apologize for their wealth. They use it for good, often without fanfare, shifting the atmosphere of every space they enter. You can do the same. You are meant to be a beacon of hope, and hope shines even brighter when it's backed by tangible resources. Here's a core principle. The universe respects stewardship. Think of the parable of the talents. The master gave different sums of money to his servants, expecting them to multiply what was given. The ones who managed the money diligently were rewarded with more. The one who hid it out of fear lost even the little he had. What does that tell you? It shows that expansion is a divine expectation. When you steward well, when you invest your time and abilities wisely, when you let your resources grow, the doors to luxury naturally swing open. It's not about being reckless. It's about responsibly multiplying what's been entrusted to you. If you're ready to multiply your portion rather than bury it, go ahead and comment 777. Let that be a sign you are embracing the call to expand in every area of life. Notice how everything in nature grows to its fullest potential, from tiny seeds into towering trees, from little streams into mighty rivers. There's no shame in that growth. It's part of the natural design. Similarly, your financial and personal growth is part of your divine design. Luxury isn't just an afterthought. It's a stage of growth where you operate at your most efficient thriving in such a way that blessings overflow to those around you. When you allow yourself to succeed, you become a conduit of grace. Others see you as proof that it's possible to break free from generational patterns and step into a life that radiates abundance. Some of you might be thinking, I've heard these promises before, but where's the evidence? Let me challenge you. Could it be that previous attempts to claim your blessing were half-hearted, weighed down by a heart still full of doubt? Faith without works is dead, but works without faith is just hustle and grind. You need both spiritual conviction and practical action to manifest the luxury life awaiting you. That might look like educating yourself financially, learning about saving, investing, generating multiple streams of income. It might look like leveling up your environment, decluttering your space, dressing the part, surrounding yourself with beauty, even if it's on a small scale at first. It might also mean taking leaps of faith in business or career moves, trusting that the same hand that called you will sustain you. Let's talk about daily habits. The chosen ones who transition into a luxurious lifestyle don't do it overnight. They build it choice by choice, habit by habit. They learn to say no to what diminishes them and yes to what elevates them. Waking up early to pray or meditate, journaling your gratitude, seeking knowledge about investments or entrepreneurial ventures, these are small but significant steps that compound into massive results. Give yourself permission to grow in increments, understanding that every little adjustment is part of the bigger picture. As you faithfully make these choices, you'll look up one day and realize you're living in the realm that once only existed in your dreams. Still not convinced? Remember how Joseph rose from a pit to a palace. That journey was filled with trials, betrayals, and detours, but each step refined his character and sharpened his insight. By the time he stood before Pharaoh, he was more than ready to handle the luxury of royal life, because his heart was in the right place. He used his influence to save a nation from famine and even blessed the very brothers who sold him out. If your heart posture aligns with Joseph's, humble, wise, generous, there is no level of luxury or power that can corrupt you. Instead, you'll use every resource to bring hope and provision to those who need it most. Chosen ones, let me paint you a picture. You walk into your home and it's everything you've ever wanted. Elegant decor, warm ambiance, and peaceful energy. Your finances are in order, bills paid without stress, enough in reserves to handle any unexpected twist. You give freely, sponsoring missions or charitable causes because your cup overflows. You travel, not to escape life, but to enrich your perspective, returning with stories and inspirations that make you more effective in your purpose. You rise each day excited to create, to serve, to lead. That's the life of luxury we're talking about. It's not just about aesthetics or possessions. It's about living so fully in alignment that blessings chase you down. If your spirit is shouting, "Yes, this is for me," then let your fingers type 777 as a public marker of your commitment. Words and actions are powerful. This single gesture can be the starting point of a dramatic pivot in your life. The very act of commenting 777 is a symbolic seed of faith, showing that you're willing to be seen, willing to declare that your time of stepping into prosperity is now. It's like raising a banner that says, "I'm no longer available for a life of mediocrity. I'm here for the full inheritance." The moment you make that declaration, expect resistance, both external and internal. People might question your sudden confidence, or your mind might race with old fears, questioning if you're worthy or capable. That's normal. Every hero's journey is marked by battles before the victory. But you don't have to bow to resistance. Recognize it as a signpost that you're on the right path. Keep feeding your spirit with uplifting messages. Keep surrounding yourself with people who encourage you. And keep taking action that reflects your new mindset. When you face obstacles, remember that diamonds are forged under pressure, pearls are formed by irritation in an oyster, and gold is refined by fire. True luxury isn't about having it easy, it's about enduring the process and emerging with authenticity, wisdom, and unstoppable faith. The extravagance that's coming your way is going to mean so much more because of the struggles you overcame. Nobody can take away the lessons you've learned or the grit you've developed. And that makes you the perfect candidate for a life that sparkles with significance. Chosen ones, luxury isn't for a special elite. It's for those who align their hearts with divine purpose, hone their gifts with dedication, and dare to believe they deserve more. You are part of that group if you choose to be. This is your invitation to step beyond the threshold and never look back. Don't let anyone trivialize your desire for beauty, comfort, and abundance. Properly positioned, those desires become powerful motivators that transform your life and ripple out to bless countless others. One day you'll find yourself telling your story to someone who's exactly where you used to be, and in that moment, you'll realize how essential your journey was. Now, maybe you're worried that by focusing on luxury, you'll neglect spiritual depth or lose yourself in materialism. Let me remind you, the heart posture is what matters. You can be rich in material possessions, but poor in spirit, and you can also be rich in both. The key is to keep your motives pure. Use your elevated lifestyle as a platform to show others what's possible, to spread hope and light in your unique way. See your wealth as a resource for kingdom work. The bigger your capacity to receive, the more you can pour out to those who need it. This is not about greed, it's about expanding your ability to serve, while enjoying the good gifts that come with it. That's why I encourage you to deepen your spiritual roots as you reach for higher levels of abundance. Make time for prayer, reflection, and feeding on truths that ground you in gratitude. Luxury without gratitude is empty, but luxury with gratitude is a constant celebration, a daily reminder of how faith manifests in the physical realm. When you blend thankfulness with generosity, you tap into a cycle of continual increase. It's the secret sauce that keeps your blessings flowing, ensuring you never run dry. Chosen ones, there's a reason the phrase "you're about to step into a life of luxury" sends chills through your body. Your soul recognizes the call because it was written in the blueprint of your destiny. You've endured enough nights of wrestling with doubt, counting pennies, wondering if you'd ever catch a break. That era is passing away, and a new chapter of promise and plush living awaits you. But make no mistake, it's not going to land in your lap by magic. You have to partner with it. Stay open, stay expectant, and above all, stay proactive. So, what's one step you can take today? Perhaps it's crafting a vision board that reflects the lifestyle you sense calling you forward. Maybe it's consolidating old debts, starting a new savings strategy, or writing down your dream business plan. Small steps accumulate into giant leaps when fueled by unwavering faith. And to keep your motivation high, keep speaking positive declarations over your life. Tell yourself, "I am worthy of luxury. I am prepared for success. I am ready to use my wealth for good." Simple? Yes. Powerful? Absolutely. If your heart is pounding with anticipation, if you feel a surge of energy coursing through your veins, that's the sign you've been waiting for. Don't ignore it. A dormant seed is stirring within you, ready to break through the soil of every "I can't" or "I'm not sure" you've ever whispered to yourself. Invite that seed to sprout by taking intentional action right now, even if it's as simple as typing 777 to anchor this moment. Seeds need water, light, and care, so keep nurturing your faith daily. Stay connected to communities that uplift you, and watch as your seed grows into a mighty tree, bearing fruit in every season. Remember, walking into your new life of luxury doesn't mean you won't have challenges. It means you'll face them from a place of strength and resourcefulness. Financial storms don't scare those who've built multiple streams of income, lined up reserves, and kept their spirit anchored in the knowledge that the source of all abundance stands with them. Relationship struggles won't derail you because you'll have the emotional bandwidth and clarity that come from living in alignment. Whatever arises, you'll meet it with grace and confidence, knowing that every test is an opportunity for growth, every trial a stepping stone to higher ground. Chosen ones, you are being called to something greater than you may have ever thought possible. This is your permission to dream big, live boldly, and reject the status quo. Millions will remain in mediocrity, never daring to question the limitations they were handed. But not you. You see the horizon stretching out with endless possibility, and you feel the gentle but insistent push of destiny, urging you to cross the threshold. Whether you're at the starting line or halfway through your journey, there is always a new level, a new realm, a new dimension of luxury, both in your spirit and in your daily life. So stand tall. Square your shoulders, lift your head, inhale the hope that saturates this moment. Exhale every chain of doubt and unbelief. You are more than your past, more than your bank balance, more than the labels you've worn. You are a chosen vessel, set apart for a future of divine extravagance that reflects the limitless heart of the Creator. Do you accept? If so, let it be known. Type 777 and let your words mark this turning point, because from here on out, life will never be the same. Absolutely. Continuing where we left off. Chosen ones, The road ahead may feel both exhilarating and daunting. You've declared your commitment to stepping into a life that mirrors the fullness of your purpose, and now the journey begins in earnest. Embrace the anticipation that surges through your veins. This anticipation is a sign of readiness, a signal that your mind and spirit are syncing with the reality you've been reaching for. There will be days when the vision blazes so bright that you can't imagine ever doubting again. And there will be days when clouds roll in, causing you to question every step. The secret is to keep going through it all, fully convinced that your promised land of luxury is not only real, but is actively stretching out to meet you. The greatest transformations happen in the hidden places, in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It's in those moments that you decide whether you'll keep pressing forward or slide back into old habits. Luxury is built on consistency. Consistency in mindset, in discipline, in faith. It's not just about a single breakthrough, it's about sustaining a lifestyle of abundance. That's why it's crucial to guard your thoughts as diligently as you would guard your most valuable treasure. The content of your inner dialogue can either lift you into higher realms or anchor you to mediocrity. Remind yourself often, I am chosen, I am worthy, I am prepared for more than enough. Let this become the background music of your life, playing softly in your soul even when the day's demands try to drown it out. Imagine that each new morning you wake up as if you're stepping onto a stage where you have the leading role in the story of your own prosperity. The curtain rises and the spotlight is on you. How do you carry yourself? How do you speak about your finances, your future, and your capabilities? Every gesture, every line, every emotional tone you bring to this stage helps shape the outcome of the drama. When you face a challenge, see it as an opportunity for character development, a plot twist that will eventually lead to an even greater climax. In this unfolding narrative, you are not merely a passive observer. You are the co-author, scripting a tale of victory, triumph, and elevated living. Perform your role with conviction, because the world needs to see how a chosen one handles both the valleys and the mountaintops. You might ask, what if I'm not ready for all this luxury? What if, in my heart, I still wrestle with feeling undeserving? That's precisely why it's a process. If you were instantly thrust into the highest level of wealth without any growth in your mindset or character, you'd likely lose it just as quickly. Think about the countless stories of lottery winners who squandered their fortunes within a few years, returning to a state even worse than before. Their external world expanded, but their internal capacity stayed the same. You, on the other hand, are being expanded from the inside out, ensuring that when you arrive at your pinnacle, you have the emotional, mental, and spiritual infrastructure to hold steady. This method might take more patience, but it lays the foundation for true legacy. Speaking of legacy, understand that this luxurious life you're stepping into extends beyond you. It influences your family line, your community, and even generations you'll never meet. When you break barriers and boldly occupy spaces once deemed off-limits, you create a ripple effect of permission. Others see your breakthrough and realize it's possible for them too. Think of it as leaving a trail of light in a dark tunnel, so that those coming after you can find their way more easily. That's the hidden power of luxury. It's not just about personal comfort, it's about modeling hope on a grand scale. Yet, amid all these grand ambitions, never forget the simple power of gratitude. Gratitude is the fertile soil in which your success takes root. It's not something you express only after you've made it. It's the daily posture of your heart, the lens through which you observe your journey. You might be in a modest apartment, dreaming of a dream home on acres of land, but you can still wake up each day and say thank you for this shelter, for these lessons, for the steps I'm taking. Such an attitude not only accelerates your journey, but also ensures you remain humble and grounded when the overflow finally arrives. Gratitude secures your blessings, protecting them from the corrosion of entitlement. Chosen ones, the pace of this shift might astonish you once it begins in earnest. Opportunities that seem distant may suddenly appear within arm's reach. Contacts you never expected might offer you exactly the kind of opening you've prayed for. Unexpected financial doors could swing wide, leaving you speechless at the precision of divine timing. Don't be surprised when these sudden advancements occur. Instead, expect them. Expect to receive good news when you open your messages. Expect your bank balance to climb. Expect solutions to arise where obstacles once stood. This isn't naive positivity, it's faith in action. The kind of unshakable confidence that compels life to mirror back the certainty in your soul. If you feel a twinge of doubt rising up, remind yourself that doubt is part of the human experience. The key is not to eradicate every uncertain thought, but to refuse it the power to dictate your decisions. Acknowledge it, release it, and refocus on the vision of your luxurious future. You have more control over your mental environment than you may realize. Whenever negativity tries to anchor you, counteract it by speaking life. I am moving forward. I am supported. My path is clear. My blessings are here. There is immense creative power in your words. Use it wisely. Now, let's briefly address the material side of things, because stepping into luxury often involves engaging with practical matters. You may feel called to explore new avenues for generating income, whether that's in real estate, stocks, entrepreneurship, or a creative pursuit you've always been passionate about. Open your mind to learn. Be a student of success. Seek out mentors who've walked the path before you. Study their successes and their failures. Absorb the knowledge you need to expand your territory. These practical skills will serve as the physical hands and feet to your spiritual faith. Faith and works go hand in hand, forming a partnership that ushers you into the fullness of what's possible. It's not about striving in your own strength or succumbing to anxiety over performance. Rather, it's about aligning your efforts with a higher wisdom that knows exactly where to place you for maximum impact and prosperity. Each day, set aside moments of stillness where you can listen to the whisper of divine guidance. That's often when clarity crystallizes. When you're not distracted by the noise of daily life, the right idea, connection, or strategy can drop into your spirit like a precious diamond, and when it does, act on it promptly. Delayed obedience can result in missed opportunities. The chosen ones are those who remain sensitive to these divine nudges, ready to move when the door cracks open. One thing to note is that your version of luxury might look different from someone else's. For some, it might mean a private estate in the countryside. For others, it might be a penthouse in a bustling city. Still others might crave the freedom to travel at will, exploring the wonders of creation. Don't compare. Comparison kills the joy of your unique journey. Instead, celebrate your personal desires and embrace the style of living that truly resonates with you. You're not trying to replicate someone else's dream. You're birthing your own, and in that individuality lies your true power. Even now, you might sense the electricity of impending change. It's like a storm cloud gathering in the distance, only this storm carries refreshing rain rather than destruction. There's a crackle in the air, an excitement that builds with every new piece of wisdom you acquire and every old belief you discard. The time for staying small is gone. The season of hesitation is over. You're on the cusp of a breakthrough so significant that it will forever mark the timeline of your life. Before and after. Old you, new you. Limited you, unlimited you. And when the world sees you thriving, many will ask, how did you do it? That's your moment to point upward and inward, acknowledging the source of all blessings and the internal transformation that made it possible. Type 777 if you're feeling that shift now, if you know in your heart that the days ahead will be radically different from the days behind. In doing so, you're not only affirming your personal journey, but you're also linking arms with countless others who sense the same calling. There's power in collective agreement. When more souls unite under a shared vision of abundance and purpose, the atmosphere literally changes. Barriers break. Stagnant situations melt away. Momentum builds like a wave, and if you ride it, you'll find yourself propelled faster and farther than logic would ever predict. Let's talk about your emotional well-being for a moment. Luxury includes more than just finances. It extends to your mental health, your relationships, and your sense of inner peace. Some people have material wealth but live in emotional poverty, haunted by stress and isolation. That's not the path we're describing here. We're describing a life so balanced that prosperity flows into every dimension of your existence. You'll find harmony in your personal connections, joy in your day-to-day routines, and a sense of fulfillment that no amount of money alone could bring. This holistic luxury is what sets the chosen ones apart, reflecting an elegance that can't be faked. At times you may feel the urge to rush the process, to force doors open, or to chase after quick fixes that promise overnight riches. Resist that urge. The wealth of the righteous is built on integrity and wisdom, not shortcuts and desperation. Genuine luxury is sustainable, not fleeting. It's rooted in consistent principles, not get-rich-quick schemes. So, whenever impatience tries to take the wheel, remind yourself that you are building something meant to last. You're constructing a legacy, not just a brief moment of comfort. Keep your spiritual eyes open, because signs and wonders often accompany significant transitions. You might notice synchronicities, a repeated number, a phrase you keep seeing everywhere, an unexpected confirmation that arrives just when you needed it. Take these as gentle winks from above, reminding you that you're not on this path alone. Your role is to pay attention, to remain expectant, and to continue walking forward even when the next step isn't fully illuminated. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That means you often need to proceed without every detail in place, trusting that clarity will unfold as you advance. There's a sweet spot where confidence and humility meet, and that's where you want to live. Confidence in the calling on your life and the promises that back it up. Humility in recognizing that all comes by grace, not by your merit alone. This posture keeps your heart open, your mind teachable, and your spirit strong. When you finally cross the threshold into the lifestyle you've envisioned, you won't be puffed up with pride. Instead, you'll carry an attitude of service, using your resources to uplift others, continuing the cycle of abundance. Chosen ones, do you realize the magnitude of what you're stepping into? Some of you are about to break family curses of poverty that have lasted for generations. Others are about to start businesses that will spark economic growth in your region. Still others will pour significant funds into missions and ministries that touch hearts across the globe. You will build homes, finance scholarships, and equip the next wave of trailblazers. This is the ripple effect of embracing a life of luxury with a kingdom mindset. It's not about indulgence for its own sake. It's about empowerment, impact, and leaving a mark that glorifies the very source who blessed you. Right now, as you read these words, you might feel your chest tighten with emotion or your heart pound with excitement. That's the resonance of truth hitting your inner core. Don't brush it off. Lean into it. Take a moment to close your eyes and envision the most opulent version of your future self. How do you speak? How do you move through your environment? How do you treat the people who cross your path? Let that mental image sink in until it feels normal to you, until you can wear it like a garment that fits perfectly. Then, day by day, make choices that bring you closer to that vision. The gap between who you are and who you want to be is bridged by daily, intentional decisions. If you catch yourself thinking this is too big for me, gently remind yourself that nothing is too big for the one who orchestrates galaxies. When you partner with a power so immense, your dreams shrink in comparison. The universe itself was spoken into existence, so transforming your financial and personal landscape is a small matter. The question isn't whether you can have it. The question is whether you will believe and persevere until it manifests. Now you may be asking, how do I sustain this momentum when life gets in the way? You sustain it by building routines that keep you anchored. Start your morning with gratitude and a quick mental rehearsal of your goals. Surround yourself with uplifting content, books, messages, music that reinforces your newfound mindset. Reserve moments throughout the day to pause, breathe, and reaffirm your commitment to a higher standard of living. Stay accountable with like-minded individuals who challenge and inspire you. In doing so, you create a support system for your evolution, ensuring you don't revert to old patterns at the first sign of difficulty. Chosen ones, as these words sink into your heart, know that you are on a sacred path. The seeds of luxury planted by divine intention are sprouting. Your job is to water them with faith, guard them from weeds of negativity, and expose them to the sunlight of consistent action. Before you know it, you'll be harvesting blessings in every direction you look. Don't be surprised when miracles become your new normal, when problems resolve almost as soon as they appear, or when your life becomes a tapestry of jaw-dropping testimonies. This is the lavish grace you were always meant to experience. If you're truly ready to seal this moment, comment 777. Let that number serve as a spiritual bookmark in your story, a point you can look back on and say, yes, that's when everything changed. That's when I decided to fully embrace my identity as a chosen vessel of abundance. This outward action reflects your inward decision, and it sets in motion a chain reaction that cannot be easily undone. Once you taste this level of freedom, you'll never again be satisfied with anything less.